Lady Clementina Hawarden is considered the first fashion photographer. Hey guys, Irene here, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to bring you something different and share the story and work of one of my personal favorite photographers. I hope you enjoy it. Let's start from the beginning. In the 1839, photography was discovered, and it seemed like an unlikely pastime for a middle-class Victorian woman. In the early stages, it required a lot of not-so-glamorous work, hauling heavy camera equipment and working with dangerous and messy chemicals. Yet, many women who could afford it were interested in this new form of art. Hawarden was one of them. She was born on June 1, 1822 in Cumbernauld near Glasgow, Scotland, to her father Admiral Charles Elphinstone Fleming and Spanish mother Catalina Paulina Alessandro. She married Cornwallis Maud, 4th Viscount Hawarden, and in 1857 she moved with her husband to her family estate in Dundrum, Ireland. Here she first started to experiment with photography, taking landscape images around her estate and producing stereoscopic photographs. The obsession Victorians had with stereoscopic images could be a whole separate video. You would capture two slightly offset photographs to create a 3D effect, and it was then viewed with these special glasses. But I made a version for you guys that is viewable on video so you can get the sense of what they saw when looking through the glasses. Hawarden had 10 children, 2 boys and 8 girls, yet the busy family life didn't stop her from pursuing her passion for photography. And when in 1859 the family moved back to London, she joined a photographic society and began to mainly photograph portraits of her daughters. This is when she created her best work. Hawarden mostly used a large format 10x10 camera and made albumen prints from wet collodion negatives. This process was not easy. The negatives were made by coating a sheet of glass with a thin film of collodion. This was sensitized on location with silver nitrate to form light-sensitive silver salts. And for maximum sensitivity, the plate had to be placed in the camera and exposed while still wet, and then developed and fixed immediately. Then the glass negatives were placed in contact with paper-coated albumen, a mixture of egg whites and salt, and then sensitized with a solution of silver nitrate. Then the frame with both negative and paper is placed in the sun to create the print. The albumen prints have a distinct yellow and brown color you can see in her pictures. At the time, photography wasn't considered an art form by most and used mainly to document real life. But Hawarden's work was different in the sense that she brought her own fantasy into life. She photographed in her home studio in London. A whole floor of her house was converted and dedicated to doing photography. She dressed her daughters in costumes, recreating romantic scenes. She was brilliant with her use of natural light that came from the windows in her studio, creating a high contrast between the shadows and highlights. And she created beautiful compositions where the styling and the posing of the models are inspiring. Her use of costumes and props like mirrors was daring and different for the time, and she was really creating photographs that could be seen in a fashion magazine even nowadays. If you are wondering about the ripped corners on most of these photographs, keep in mind that for the longest time they were just sitting in family albums and only recently donated to a museum by Hawarden's granddaughter, Lady Clementina Tottenham, so they are a bit damaged but not forgotten. She produced almost 800 images between 1857 and her sudden death at the age of 42 in 1865. Her early death is most likely linked to exposure to photographic chemicals. Her work has been an immense inspiration for me as a female photographer, and I would love to make more videos like this about women in photography throughout history. So let me know if you'd like to see them, and don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!